Interesting stories. Interesting people. Welcome to the Humble Badger Podcast.
Thank you for listening to this podcast today. You can support the podcast at The Humble Badger on Twitter and Facebook, or at The Humble Badger Podcast on Instagram. This episode is brought to you with the help of our promotional partners at Modern Mississauga Media, exploring Mississauga through the lens of the 21st century. Find out more at modernmississauga.com. My name is Pablo Dawson. I'm your host for this episode. And as you know, we always start off with random information. This is not really random. It's more of a rant. It's about Halloween. I don't know how you guys feel about Halloween. I don't even know when you're going to be listening to this episode, if it's around Halloween time or not. But what is the big feature of Halloween? Costumes and candy and all that. But especially the costumes. I find that people are putting less and less effort into their costumes. And frankly, I mean, we're getting less people coming to the door, which is, to me, not a bad thing because I, of course, am a very private person, shall we say. But having said that, they're not putting any work into the costumes. I'd like to know what my co-host thinks about all that.
Well, Pablo, actually, I tend to disagree with the progression of people putting less and less effort into their costumes because my father actually started out as a child putting a sheet over his head where he would cut 2 holes in it and going as a ghost. And he continued to do that throughout my life. Therefore, I'd say that trend has been going on for quite some time.
You're suggesting that your father used to walk around with a white sheet on Halloween? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not suggesting it was just on Halloween.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to go there. But why don't you start by introducing yourself, letting the listeners know who you are.
Thanks, Pablo. The Electric Lynx here, LK, entertainment journalist, comedy writer, alleged podcaster, and failed Jeopardy contestant.
That's right. Well, you're no longer an alleged podcaster. You're on the Humble Badger Podcast. We do thank you for co-hosting, and so you are now an official podcaster.
Thank you for having me, Pablo. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve under you.
Well, I think that our guest would definitely know a thing or two about costumes. What do you think?
They are fantastic all year round, whether it's October 31st or October the 720th.
That's 2 years after the first October.
Oh, yeah.
I see. Okay. And who are you?
Who am I? Who am I? I am.
Who am I?
Was it? I can't. I'm not going to do Beanie Man right now.
You
if that's
shouldn't.
What, I should not. I have no. Well,
people,
people that say that to me. They're like, "Well, you've got a nice deep voice and you're very articulate. You should rap." I said, "No, you need rhythm to rap. You can't just try rapping." But anyways, we've gotten off topic. This isn't about me. This is about
Brigit O'Regan, Toronto fiddle player and bad at costume making.
You're bad at costume making? That's not what we heard.
I'm not the best. I don't have a sewing machine, but I have very, very good friends who help me along the way. There's Noel, aka Bear Sailor Moon. There's my friend Marissa, aka she has blue hair, and she's like, who has anime blue hair? I'm gonna be them. I'm like, who has anime red hair? I'm gonna be them.
You're gonna be them, eh?
Wigs are expensive.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, really? Is that right?
Yeah.
Are they made like from real human hair and stuff?
You can get them from real human hair, but those are the expensive ones. The ones that are a bit cheaper, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like drop $30 on it. It's like you're wearing a dead badger on your head.
Yes, and we do not advocate for the killing of badgers at all.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no badger killing.
No badger wigs.
That's right, no badger wigs.
Yeah. In the making of this episode.
Get weasel wigs. Those are much better for you, I believe. You're not supposed to eat them, though.
I think mink is actually quite...
Once again,
wig, but...
we've gotten off topic. So, Brigit, you are a fiddle player. You also play a number of other instruments. Which instruments do you play?
Viola.
Oh,
thank you.
And that's about it.
That's about it. So what is the difference for those lay people? Because I, of course, know every instrument. But for those lay people, can you please explain the difference between, say, a viola, a violin, and a fiddle?
Of course. Fiddle and violin are... Okay, so if you go into an airport and you say, I'd like to bring my violin on the plane, they'll say, of course, it must be a Stradivarius. Go ahead, madam. If you say... can I bring my fiddle on the plane? They'll say, no, get that firewood off of here.
Firewood?
Oh, yeah. Viola, they won't even let that on the plane because they're like, ooh, I don't know what that is, so gross.
The only Viola I ever knew was Frank Viola, who was a pitcher for the New York Mets.
Yeah,
You know.
you guys were close.
We were close, yes.
Yeah,
that's
violin
right.
kind of
I had his baseball card. That was how close we were. So that's
violin
the
kind of
extent it.
insinuates a more classical feel. Fiddle is more like country, rock, whatever, just not classical. And then viola is like a violin. You take off the top string, E string, and then you put on a C string.
Yes,
it's
so
like-
for those of you at home who are manufacturing your own fiddles,
Yeah.
that's how to do it.
It's a fiddle with a G string.
Yes.
I'm hearing.
A fiddle with a G string. So
I
when
mean,
did you
fiddles
start
already do have
fiddling?
G strings.
Wait, that sounds wrong. That sounds wrong.
It was meant to.
Oh
No, I'm not sure. Hold on. Fiddling, is that what they call it?
Yes.
They call it fiddling. So
Yes.
at what point did you start fiddling? Sounds wrong. I'm sorry.
At all or well? Those are two.
Well, yeah. Well, how did you decide
There's
that?
separate
10
questions.
years between that.
Okay. Well, how did you decide that, I want to focus on fiddling? I'm sorry. It sounds weird.
Yeah. So I was 5 when I started learning.
Mhm.
And then when I really actually got into playing was when I actually did start fiddling. So I started busking on the street when I was 12 and people started clapping. And I was like, oh, wow, actual audience participation. This is amazing. I'm going to keep doing this. Because ain't no one clapping for Mozart. They're not
No.
like, yeah.
I would
that's-
clap for Mozart,
that's my
especially if I
jam.
saw him now.
Yeah.
I heard Justin Bieber started out the same way on the streets of Stratford.
Yeah, I mean, busking
On the
is-
streets of Stratford,
Yeah.
like there's
Where
like
he
2 of
grew
them,
up.
or
Yeah, there's a couple.
he grew up in Stratford. I didn't know that.
Yeah, busking is,
fact.
I think, the best way to kind of get out of your shell as a kid or even as an adult. If you want to start busking in 2 seconds, go ahead.
Well, if you're any good, I just want to specify. I don't
it
want
really
random
develops your
people.
confidence when you're 12 and no one's giving you money. And then all of a sudden someone's like, oh, can you play Twinkle Twinkle? And you're like, I guess so, sir. And then you play Twinkle Twinkle and they're like, cool, here's $10. And you're like, wow, amazing.
But so hold on, you were busking when you were 12?
Yes.
I wasn't even allowed to see a busker when I was 12.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's too bad for you.
I mean, I would rob people, but that's another story. Haha.
have you ever played the Busker Fest in Mississauga?
No.
Okay.
I've only been in Toronto. I mean, only quote unquote been in Toronto for 4.5 years.
Okay.
So I have been able to apply to festivals and get into some, but I mean, there's such a huge, big community in Toronto, Mississauga, and Brampton that they already kind of have their people.
The niche.
The
little
the
cliques?
niche, yeah. But I mean, it
you can break in.
yeah, it always helps to keep on trying.
Mm-hmm.
Sure does. I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could collaborate with any musician in the whole entire world, who would you choose to collaborate with?
She's going to say Justin Bieber, I know.
Justin
I hope
Bieber. Honestly, right now I've been listening to a lot of Bollywood music, so A.R. Rahman for
Really?
sure.
Wow, that was a very
shocker of
yeah,
an answer.
unexpected answer.
Yeah.
I love
It'll get
that.
you lots of points with the people in Mississauga, though. That's for sure.
And maybe Brampton, but
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, not maybe. I don't think there's a maybe about
no,
it.
I've been listening to
They
him.
might have heard of A.R. Rahman. Yeah.
I've been listening to him ever since I was 10, because
Oh,
my
yeah?
parents showed me the film by Deepa Mehta, Water.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a bit too young to see that film because I didn't know why she walked into the water and disappeared. I'm like,
Right.
oh, she's going for a bath, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's kind
Right,
of.
Mom and Dad? Yes, honey, that's where she's going.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Bambi's also okay at the end of the movie, I think. I don't know. I never watched it.
Yeah.
So
So that's all I remember. But
might have been a different Bambi.
He's
and
in a
different
he's in a
movie.
band right now called Super Heavy, or
Okay.
maybe not right now, but he's in a band called Super Heavy.
This is A.R. Rahman or Justin Bieber?
A.R. Rahman.
Okay, all right.
Maybe Justin Bieber will join. And it's like A.R. Rahman, Joss Stone, Mick Jagger,
Mick
Oh,
Jagger
what?
right? Of all people.
and
then-
Brigit.
And then
O'Regan.
me one
Yeah.
day. And then Damian Marley.
Wow.
Wow.
That's an
That's-
all-star lineup.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
just like
very eclectic.
they're just doing it. I'm like just dancing the worst, but just jamming, and it's some good stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you are very accomplished as far as being known for your fiddle. You go to a number of events, including things like Fan Expo and MegaCon. By the way, if you haven't seen her on YouTube, please look her up. It's Brigit O'Regan, and you can join her 124,000 subscribers, which she personally responds to every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do spend an hour every day replying to comments or deleting certain comments that are like, how dare you didn't play my favorite song out of the 10,000 other songs.
Well, I'm sorry, Brigit. I just wanted to know.
No,
I mean,
that's fair.
No, but like of all these events, Fan Expo, MegaCon, Toronto Comic Con, what's your favorite event and why?
Oh man, that's hard.
She loves them all.
I really love them all. I think I love Toronto Fan Expo the best.
Okay.
Because that's the one I have the most, I've been to the most.
Mm-hmm.
And Comic-Con is amazing. I'm actually going to Comic-Con this March.
Okay.
And it's going to be wicked. It's just, there are so many different cosplays and fandoms happening at Fan Expo, whereas at Comic-Con, I don't know as much about comic books. So it's still wicked to see like DC, Marvel, like all the more niche things, but I'm more of an anime video game nerd. So I'm like, what's up, Fan Expo?
I see. And what does Brigit do for fun when she's not fiddling?
Oh man. See, that's the problem. Like when I'm having fun, I am fiddling and like going.
Okay, it's not that kind of show, or is it? I don't know.
Like when I'm having fun, I'm
She's fiddling herself.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, let's have a jam. You, and you.
Oh,
and they're
okay.
like, yeah, cool. And that is what I find fun.
Really?
But
Okay.
in the past 2 months, I've gotten double elbow tendonitis.
Oh.
So I haven't actually played in about a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
taking
in a
some
month.
time down to.
So I have actually had to find something fun that wasn't music.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, it's just been like being a person and going out to see friends, but not playing.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, want to hang out? And they're like, yeah, I'll bring my guitar. I'm like, no, I can't do anything. You want to just like talk? They're like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, we could try talking.
Whoa.
Yeah. Why don't we just hang out?
Yeah, exactly.
What? Yeah, I've been going to a lot of friends' shows though. That's also really fun. So just
It's good to
still
support your
participate.
friends for shows, but
yeah.
I think that you guys would both agree with me that especially when you're doing something that you're passionate about, and in Brigit's case, you're very good at, it can get very easy to just kind of get completely absorbed in that. And it's important, I think, for artists to maintain social relationships. I think it's something that
course.
you need to, because it also enhances your art as well.
Helps you grow as an
know.
artist
Yeah,
and
for
collaborate
sure.
and get those different perspectives.
Yeah. I think it's time for rapid fire. What do you think?
I would tend to agree.
You would tend to agree, or you do
Yes.
agree?
I agree.
Okay. Why don't you get us started here?
Okay.
So, Brigit, before we get started, you do
Yes.
know how this works. We're going to fire questions at you. Hopefully you don't say anything that's too offensive, but it's like fiddling yourself or whatever. But
sorry,
just say,
Mom.
just say the first thing that comes to your mind, and you're welcome to pass. But let's see what's on your mind. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. Horror movie or comedy movie?
Oh, comedy.
All the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get paid for horror movies to do like the violin screeching, but when I'm at the premiere, I'm always like fingers and ears, like, oh my God, no.
I never used to watch horror movies until before, and then I had an ex-girlfriend who introduced me to those, and I found out they really weren't that scary because, I keep reminding myself that it's a movie.
Yeah,
So,
I was exposed to them from a young age.
from a young age. Yeah, we were never allowed to do
shaped who
that.
I've become now.
Yeah, for us, the horror movie was to go and see a busker at age 12, so we couldn't even do that. So,
I remember watching Child's Play with my mother, and her just keeps saying, "It's not real, Lenny. It's not real."
So, by the way, for our listeners, it has been pointed out that the rapid fire segment apparently does not go very quickly. It is more of a tongue-in-cheek rapid fire segment, so we like to hear from everyone, and that's why it works that way. All right, but I'll get back to it. Work hard or play hard?
Oh man, both. But listen, in Toronto, it's like, okay, you need to make rent because it's like it's like $2,000. So you gotta work hard, but then
For a closet, it's $2,000. Yeah,
but then you gotta have some fun. So
Yeah.
bit of both.
Bit of both. Eh? Yeah, I'm definitely work hard, play hard. What about you, Will?
I think I'm play hard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Just dabbing
I
it
prefer
out.
just having fun to actually grinding it out.
Actually grinding it out. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right, the next question is cake or pie?
Oh man, pie. I used to work at a bakery.
Oh,
So
nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you had brought some of those baked goods with you today, but yeah.
I did. I ate them all.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I see.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't help. I'd prefer cake myself. What about you?
I'm a cake girl. I'm a caker.
You're a caker. Okay. Yeah, I have cakers in my family. Classical art or modern art?
Ooh. Oh, man. Both.
Both?
I can't even pass on that because it's like they're both so beautiful.
I
They
think-
make me feel feelings.
Yeah, you've given both to most answers. And you know what? I
Yeah.
frankly like that. Because I think that, we spend too much time making binary choices, and it is good to, indulge
Be
in
fluid
everything.
and indulge in all the things.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now it's time for the quote unquote trivia. That is the name of the segment because it is not about what you know and what you don't know. It's about a chance for all of us to learn together. Like we learned earlier, there have been some rather hilarious mispronunciations of your names. Can you share that with the listeners?
Okay, so my name is spelled Brigit, which confuses many people because they're like, oh, so like Brigit, Brigit, and then some
Brigite.
people accidentally put an O at the end of my name, Oregon. So they're like, oh, Brigit Oregano. Is that like Italian? Oh my gosh.
Oregano.
That is very much not my name, but thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I just stopped correcting people after a while. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever.
And her name is Brigit. So for those of you who don't know, so we're just going to ask you naturally questions about bridges.
Okay.
Can you name 2 bridges in New York City?
Oh man, there's like that one bridge that's just chilling. The Freedom Bridge, and then the nose bridge on the Statue of Liberty.
I take it you're not a big visitor to New York City.
I've never been to New York City.
Okay, we'll pass on that. Oh, is that she gets a ding for not being to,
I like
to
the
New York
creative
City?
answer of
You
the
just want a
bridge
ding.
on
I see.
the bridge
I
of the
see.
Statue of Liberty. I'm gonna give her one.
Okay.
Nose bridge.
How about I give you a simpler one then? Tower Bridge is located in what major city?
Oh,
The famous
geez.
Tower Bridge, actually.
London.
That is correct. There you go. I get to ding this time.
Fine.
Okay. Well, you've been a lot of fun. I'd like to thank you, Brigit O'Regan, for coming on to our show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You can follow her at BrigitO'Regan.com. Check out her YouTube channel as well, or at Instagram at, unsurprisingly, Brigit Fiddle.
Oh.
I'd also like to thank our co-host today, LK. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, always.
And we'd like to thank our promotional partners at Modern Mississauga Media. For any inquiries, you can visit thehumblebadger.com for contact information and send us a message through social media. And I want to thank our crew. And signing off from the set here at Trax Ahead Studio, my name is Pablo Dawson. Wherever you are and whatever you do, remember to follow your passion.
Thank you for tuning in to the Humble Badger podcast. For more information, please visit thehumblebadger.com. The Humble Badger podcast is produced by the Pablo Dawson Company. Context matters. See you next time.